The smiles are plated gold. Deceit so natural, but a wolf in sheep's clothing is more than a warning. Black sheep, have you any soul? Don't sure, by the way, what the hell are mortals? Stepping in, projecting quick, feels a little horny. Our lives are turning tricks. So could you tell me how you're sleeping easy? How you're only thinking of yourself? Show me how you justify every on your mind like second nature. Listen, mark my words, one day you will pay for the set I collect your debt.
Well, we decided to do another one here because I guess we just wanted to do another one.
Shout out to Eric.
Can't believe you did that.
That's all right.
You suck.
Nobody knows.
Anyway, we want to talk about the stupid thing called the Flat Earth movement. And, I've realized something about the Flat Earthers. The majority of them, at least the men, they live at home in the basement, their parents' basement.
Shout out to Eric again.
Stop.
I'm going to get you in so much trouble. Ugh.
I'm amazed at how many people are buying into such crap in the world today. And, my coffee's up there. I can't do this without my coffee. So we went skydiving last year at 18,000 feet, and I just want to tell you the Earth is flat.
Wrong.
Oh.
I was there. Wrong.
It's not?
No, man. When you jump out of that plane at 18,000 feet and you look out over the horizon, you definitely see the curvature.
It's so amazingly clear.
And it's awesome. And as you fall, you start to see the horizon, the things on the horizon start to disappear more and more and more as you go down. And it has nothing to do with how far your eyesight.
I wonder if any of these guys have really jumped out of an airplane at 18,000 feet. You ought to try it. Just make sure that you don't have a parachute.
Yeah. And if you're so smart, why don't one of you become an astronaut and take the photos of the flat Earth?
That's like a no-brainer right there.
You want to prove that the Earth is flat, but then you have no evidence other than your senses. You go by your senses, and most of you believe in the Big Bang Theory, which none of your senses can grasp that at all.
Here's the sad thing for me is I know some Christians that have fallen into this flat Earth theory, and they live at home with their parents, which is, I understand, in their 40s or 50s, why they might buy into that. So however you want to justify it, I guess, whatever. Yes, we are ripping on you because you're morons.
Love you.
We do love you, but you're idiots and morons. The Earth is not flat. It never was. And then there's the theory of the Earth is, for the gravity, that the Earth is ascending. So where's it going?
Ascending through...
Through what? It can't ascend through space because they say that we live under a dome. A dome!
What
a dome! That right there, they're saying that is... Okay, so how are we ascending if that's...
They're saying that we're ascending through our solar system.
No!
So basically, the Earth, along with the dome, is rising through the universe. That is just going up, and that's what's creating the gravity that you feel. That the reason why we have gravity is because it's going.
So when we jumped out of
upwards.
that plane, wouldn't we hit the ground really super fast? I mean, it took like a minute and a half for us to fall. It seems like if the Earth is ascending, who set the speed on that thing? Do we know how fast the Earth is ascending? Have they even talked about how fast we're going?
I don't know.
Where
I'm sure somebody out there has created something that shows what speed we're traveling.
There's a movie out there actually where the sun, I forget the name of it, I think it's called Movable Earth or something like that. and the sun is going to destroy the entire galaxy. So they put these rocket boosters all over the planet, and they're taking the Earth on a trip. Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
Somebody put rocket boosters on the flat side of the Earth?
The craziest thing about it is that they believe that all the astronomers, all the astronauts, that the governments, all the countries are in on this, that the Earth is actually flat, but they're trying to keep that knowledge away from the rest of the public. So they say that the United States government keeps pouring money and...
Is that why we can't go to Antarctica?
Yeah, apparently they don't even let you go to Antarctica, but I'm telling you, if you go on Google Images, which, yeah, sure, they could probably argue and say that those are edited photos, but if you go onto Google Images and you look at Antarctica, you can actually see photos that people have taken
the
while they're
government
on
put
tour.
those on there.
That's what they could say. You know, they could all say that.
That's like a backdrop for a movie.
Yeah. So the flat earthers, they believe that Antarctica wraps around the entire Earth, and that is the perimeter, and that people aren't allowed to go there, because if you go there, you can fall off of this Earth.
So I just want to know if, I've seen pictures where the water is falling off the edge. I've seen the photos where there's turtles flying and keeping us floating. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I don't understand that one.
The sea turtles.
I wish we had a flat earther guest that we could bring on and actually ask all these questions.
I couldn't handle it.
Oh, I could.
I just can't handle the stupidity of the Earth is not flat.
I mean, for a long time, it was taught in schools that the Earth was flat, and then until Christopher Columbus, one man against, however much the population was back then to believe that.
But he was insane. They did declare him insane because of that. This guy, Mark Sargent, he's like the most well-known advocate for this, and he lives at home in his mom's basement. And that's okay. I'm not saying he's not still a moron, because he is.
And he's not the founder, though. The founder isn't alive anymore. The founder of this new flat Earth society.
I thought that was Columbus.
No, Columbus.
Oh.
Columbus believed that the Earth was round.
Okay. So anyway, you can watch this program on YouTube, and it's pretty interesting. They go out and they spend a lot of money on this gyroscope that's supposed to prove that the Earth is flat. Did you see that thing coming at me? There's a wasp over there. Hold on, I gotta kill it.
It's not a wasp. There's actually no bug here. He's crazy.
That was a wasp. It's still over there. Anyway, so they buy this gyroscope that costs a whole lot of money, and they test it out, and it has something to do with the
curvature?
Yeah, it has to do with the curvature, but then they test it from going the altitude, or the what's it called, the GPS uses, longitude, latitude, what's that called?
Or the longitude and latitude,
yeah, it's got anyway. So they test that out, and that tells you how much I had the patience to watch the whole thing. Well, it proved that the Earth was still round. So then they're like, well, I know we need to put it in a special box to keep all the magnetism out. The Earth's magnets, or the Earth's magnetism is affecting this thing. I can't talk because I'm whatever, but it still didn't work. So then they're going to spend more money on another box. See, here's all that they are doing is anytime somebody runs enough tests, they're going to find what they're looking for. They're going to find proof of what they're looking for, because they're going to alter things to make it fit. They did that with the Bible. They try to use the Bible to say that there's an ark or a dome. I don't even have the patience to cover that. They're using references of, creation and stuff like that. I don't have the patience to cover that today. We've already done one program this morning, or ever. Anybody that will read the Bible and decide what they think it means or how they want it to read. I don't have patience for them. So I know I might, God, I just don't even know. Anyway, the earth is still round. It is not flat. No. And, I don't know that I have really much more to say on this subject other than stop being morons and go to space.
I want them to give us more evidence. They're saying that our images of the world, of the Earth being round, that they take from outer space, they're saying that it's because of the lens of the camera. For one thing, the lens is domed, so it causes an illusion that the
but
Earth
they've
is round.
made the half globes.
They also say that the windows of the shuttles are rounded, and that causes the Earth to look rounded. But then they also say that it's special editing. When they take an entire image of the world in outer space, they say that it's edited to make it look round. So I just want them to come forward and do the same thing. If you're saying that's editing, if you have that much information that this is edited, then why don't you go get a flat plate, draw a little map on it, and then special edit that plate.
They've already done that.
To make it look round. I haven't seen it. I want them to do that. I want them to take a flat plate and make it look like it's round. Do that special editing that you claim.
Isn't that what this is right here?
No, that's just a drawing. They didn't. That's not.
But I do think they have something that they've made. But even regardless, let's look at some logic here. So we have. At least they're saying it's round, right? They're saying it's like a circle, not a sphere, but a circle. So, and their claim is when you look up and see the moon, you see the same moon. It never rotates. It never spins.
Right, because it's rotating the exact same speed with the Earth in order for it to always show the same image as.
I thought if you went to China, they saw the opposite.
They see it upside down.
Right.
They see it upside down from what we see.
So, but wouldn't that be like, let me see. They see it upside down. We see it right side up. How do we know it's not the other way around?
I don't know, but I'm sure that the Earth probably rotates a little bit this way.
But regardless, the fact
moon,
that it's round and the fact that they see it one way and we see it the other way would have to say that there's got to be a curvature in order for that to happen. If the Earth is flat, we're not going to see something one way and the other. And so here's the other thing. It's the same thing with the equator, right? You go below the equator, don't the toilets flush the opposite way? Mm-hmm. I guess I can argue my point that way and say, no, it's got to be round because I flush my toilet and it goes this way. You flush your toilet, it goes that way.
Yeah, but then they'll argue with, well, that's because the countries on the southern part of the equator are not in agreement with the northern countries, so they couldn't agree on which way the toilets were supposed to flush.
But the Earth is flat. Plumbing. But so that argument falls short because just as this tablet is, the Earth is flat. There's no up and down at that point. So there's no equator. You can't have it both ways. It's not like this. There's not a line here. So the north side, the south side, it doesn't work the way you're saying. There would be no equator. So if I'm flushing the toilet up here, it should flush the same down here. It doesn't. So if you just look at logic, right, the only way it would be the same is if we were completely flat. So what you're saying is that everything is on the same horizontal plane. That's the only way you can possibly make this bold declaration that the Earth is flat.
Right, and the other thing is, if you look at this image here, where it's got the moon and the sun on opposite sides, and that's what gives us the day and the night. But what about the moments whenever sometimes you look up in the sky, you can see the sun and the moon are both in the same sky, pretty close to each other. And that means that the other side of the Earth doesn't have a moon. There are times when we don't have a moon.
So we went on vacation over to the west coast of Florida, and we stayed in this hotel, and it was like, I don't know, it's not that tall, maybe the ninth story.
Right, not us.
On top. Not us. My wife and kids and I. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure, yeah.
And it's known for its sunsets, right? So that sun goes down. Let me get my hand in the camera so it represents the sun. It goes down, and as soon as it gets to the horizon, that does some really funky things because it splits, and you can actually see it go on the back side of the horizon where it disappears. It's so unique. It's an experience that if you don't have water around, you can't see that. So there's, like Mitch said, there's just not enough evidence to prove that the Earth is flat. We still have the north and south. If the Earth is flat, then it's flat. If you're making this claim that it's a flat Earth, then it's got to all be flat. Then you have to take the equator out. You have to take that out. You can't have it both ways. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and then there's also, if you take a ball, take the Earth and travel 10,000 miles south. Just go straight south for 10,000 miles. Make one 90-degree turn and travel 10,000 miles. Make one more 90-degree turn and travel 10,000 miles. Do the exact 90 degrees, do the exact 10,000 miles. All you have to do is make 3 lines and you will end up right back where you are. That won't happen on a flat Earth. It only happens because it's round.
Because of the curvature. You're saying make a triangle.
Yeah. Yeah, if you make a triangle, you will end up right back where you are because of the curvature, because of the roundness of the Earth. If you do 10,000 south, 90-degree turn, 10,000 miles,
what if you're an inch off?
Huh?
What if you're an inch off?
Well, you're going to still probably end up somewhere close to where you started, but you won't be right back to where you started. So,
right.
But if you do that on a flat Earth, you're going to have to make another 90-degree turn in order to end up right where you left. So why it?
And you've tried this?
Well, no. Maybe one day.
I'm just saying, Yeah, anyway, good luck with your flat Earth thing. I wish you could live on a different planet than me. But we're stuck together. There's hope for you, though. I guess.
Yeah, why are you investing so much of your time to prove that the Earth is flat? What will you gain if you prove that the Earth is flat?
Yeah, let's say that this has been just one big fat lie, right? So I guess the way that God describes things in His Word would be a lie. If you're true, He's a lie. Because you're going to twist and distort things however you want it to fit anyway. So whatever. But yeah, I mean, what do you have to gain? Let's say that it's all a lie and the Earth is flat. Shouldn't we be making expeditions to see if we can get off the edge? I think that I would like to join that.
Yeah, I mean, if it's flat, I don't really want to go off the edge.
I would like to skydive off the edge and see what there is.
How did you get back? You could bungee jump, I guess.
How would you get back?
I don't know. I'm sure the flat earthers don't talk about those people.
I thought this was going to be a really fun topic to rip on, and it's really quite boring because, yeah.
Because there's nobody here.
There's nobody here.
That believes.
Well, flat earthers, I'm sorry, but it's still a big fat no! The Earth is not flat. So we're going to sign off, right?
Sure.
You good?
Yeah.
I think we're good. No to the flat Earth. Do a little bit more research if you want to prove it to anyone. So...
yeah, going off of your senses is not evidence.
And you can buy all the equipment you want and adjust it to make it fit your cause, but then you're not going to have the same equipment anyway. I don't know. Good luck.
Bye, Eric.